Welcome to Urban Homestead Radio, preserving a homegrown way of life and inspiring others to bring the revolution home.
Let's go down to the Urban Homestead, Pasadena by the freeway, right down there.
Hi, homesteaders. I'm your host, Anais Dervaes from the Urban Homestead in Pasadena. I want to say happy summer once again. This is, it's been a while since we've done podcasts. We're quite busy here on the homestead, so flurry of activity. So hopefully getting back in the things. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing one of our interns, Tristan Lahoz.
Hello.
Yes, hi. I want to thank you again for joining me because apparently we did this a couple weeks ago and the podcast mysteriously disappeared. So I made sure to smudge you and sage you, and we did all the whole thing so that it wouldn't happen again because you never ask why in technology. You just figure it's a loss. So it was a very good interview. Hopefully we can recreate that again. But so thank you for joining me again.
I'm here.
You're
Happy
here.
to be here.
Okay. So yeah, just tell me a little bit about yourself and how you came to find us and now intern here at the.
So my name is Tristan Lahoz. I'm French. I moved in LA area 6 years ago, and I moved to Pasadena 1 year ago. And when I moved here, I was excited to find more local stuff. And I explored a little bit my options here, not keep buying stuff from supermarkets, and I ended up at the farmers market. It was still kind of in the middle of pandemic, so the farmers market was crowded and it was with lines and stuff. So I was like, okay, so I need to find maybe direct farmers that I can find good produce. That's when looking online, I ended up, and I was like, "Ooh, they're doing looks amazing!" And they're doing a CSA box program, and I want to try that. So I tried. It was very easy, I think, and then I met you. I want to spend time.
It was mutual. I don't know. It's I don't know, because like I said, I have a French connection as well, heritage, and so I think we just. I don't know. We must be related somewhere along. We just vibe, you know. And
yeah,
so
it was very natural. I think.
Yeah,
no.
And, yeah, it was very natural and form and character, and it just was character in a good sense. Bring such joy and just joy and laughter when I think you're actually one of the favorites. I have to say, yes, you are. Yes.
I made it.
Yeah, you made it. When you're not here on Monday, people want to know where you are, and I'm just like, he's coming.
I think it's amazing that you guys offer this opportunity to have us coming just a few hours per week, and just we learn so. Yeah, I'm glad I can bring something, and everything you bring to.
So I guess
very nice.
So you've been volunteering then, so you became a farm box customer at the pandemic this March or last March.
It was actually January.
January, okay, so it's
6
been a
months
while.
ago.
Okay, so and then you've been then volunteering what?
Since then,
yeah.
End of January.
Yeah, and you're already a gardener. I can see from your Instagram photos that you have a beautiful garden at your home in Pasadena as well. So tell us a little bit more of how maybe gardening is, because you're gardening already, how that became. How did you because I know you were in the fashion world, so tell us a little bit how you're coming to enjoy gardening.
So I come from the fashion industry. I've been working mostly for French brand, high fashion brands, whatever, and pandemic has been a big question mark about future, and do I still want to work for those huge groups, financial industry that don't really have any ethic. They're so far from what should be done in terms of I think. So I stepped back and I was like, it's the right time for me to take a break from it and to really try to focus on what makes me happy, or like what makes sense to me today. And having good produce and producing good veggies has been for a long time a dream of me. And so I moved in Pasadena, and like the backyard was literally dead. It was thing, and I was like, this is a good, blank page to start. And so I've always been, like, the last 5 years very inspired and interested in like permaculture. I'm also very excited about all those self-efficient ideas that bring us back to simple ideas, but daily life that happen locally in your garden, with your rain, with your soil, and all these little microsystems. Very exciting. Really, like, the direction I want my life now is those things. So yeah, that's a bit.
You told me that of course you're from France. So what part of France?
Yeah, so I'm from Bordeaux. I mean, close to Bordeaux, a very small town in the countryside. Exactly, more like the beginning of the Médoc, where it's famous for the wine. Very, it's like full of chateaus and wineries, and I'm from this small hometown. And my parents always garden entire life. They are artists, them, musician and painter, and we grew up in art, in an art house where we had everything to ourselves, whatever it is. And gardening was part of it. Like, there was no borders between arts, gardening, farming. My parents have this very small garden, but it's like,
must be in our genes, or
yeah, I don't know, it's just growing. They try things, and I think the garden today is beautiful. They put any seeds in there, it's growing, because I think like here, after the years, the soil have history, and all the plants help each other, and it's just everything grows crazy and beautiful. And they're in the middle of the city. It can be more central. It's like roads all around, houses all around, and their garden in the middle of the city.
See, I knew there was that kind of test.
Yeah, there is something,
there's
for
something.
sure. Like, your garden is really similar, but they have more trees. I don't know how. Yeah, it's very beautiful.
And didn't you tell me something about your fond memories of your grandma?
Yeah, my grandmother too. So my grandmother is not actually my blood grandmother, but she is someone very important to me. All this, because she was a farmer, and she was working at a very famous market in Bordeaux, where they sell like veggies all night, restaurants and gastronomy, like pretty famous in the area. And she was very important in educating us, farming, fishing, went like hunting mushroom. We had a house at the Cap Ferret, and she would bring us, and we would go. All her friends were fishers, and she would wake up us at like 5 a.m. and like, come on, the fish are not gonna wait for you. And she was like, and she was cooking everything. We would go fishing. We would cook right after. We would have lunch at 8 if we had to, because it had to be fresh. And then we would take naps, and then we would keep going hunting mushrooms. And it was, she was such a like.
So how old were you then?
I think the first holidays our parents left us with her, I was probably 5 or 6.
Oh, see, that's
it was very early.
Yeah, that's
very
good.
early.
And you got exposed to that. That sounds like.
She knew everything.
Yeah.
Like why are you gonna buy something to eat? She didn't understand that concept. was like, let's go just like find something in the soil. And I was like, what? And we would come back with like 2 kilos of like, shells and stuff from the ocean. Everything was like that. It was
the influence, because you again love as well.
Yeah, I love.
Yeah, you love. So I know you, because like I said, you've been exposed at an early age of, with gardening and things like that and farming. So coming to the homestead, maybe what things did you learn that maybe you didn't know or see in practice here that has helped you? Maybe can you share a little bit about that?
I think I really wanted to what locally here. I'm still a stranger here. I grew up in Europe in a certain place, and I still don't know what exactly I can grow here, with the weather, or like what are the limits of that weather, or what, So I think what I really wanted to learn here was also what is. Also, I think what's amazing here is grow in such a small. How do you handle that? But also here, I think there is such a magic happening. I can really see that the soil happy.
And you work with, Papa Daddy Justin.
Daddy Justin is
head boss, head.
Wow. Like.
Yeah. So, and working with him, I mean, is there something that you take away, like his techniques or skills, something that you learned that you're incorporating now in your garden that stood out? Oh, I got to do that.
I think I love what I love with just fast, so easy when he does it, and that really helped me like to faster. I love coming at the beginning of the week. It's like a starter of my week. And I'm like, if I could do this here in 2 hours, what can I do in a week in my garden? And it's very like it's like popping on me.
It kind of pushes you.
Yes, so much.
Nice.
And what I love here is also the animals part, compost part. I think everything works together, and that's a dream. Have space, have animals.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you have a beautiful dog.
I do.
Yes.
But I don't have chicken.
No, you're getting there. But and you're like I said, and working with many hands make light the work. So it's when the volunteers and interns come together and to just see everybody out, it just having fun. It makes the work go by so fast. It doesn't seem like work. I mean, though it's hot or maybe sweaty job, but together just fun, and you get a great.
Yeah, I love it.
I love how you guys connect. Just bonded and.
Well, Sanjay,
Sanjay, everybody
sometimes
knows.
he's a bit shy, but
Sanjay, shy.
I got him like waking up. Sometimes.
Okay, yeah. You guys.
No, there is a very good
funny.
energy. I think, the mix of people is great. There is a very nice temperature. People like each other. We don't know each other, but we like each other because also pleasure and
go home with food.
yes.
And what do you do?
Food.
Delicious food. And so what are you doing with that food? Cooking up a storm?
Well, I'm vegan, gluten free. So my box from you guys is my main of the week. But I mostly eat it raw. I eat a lot of salads with, or I try to cook new stuff too, because I'm discovering new products too, like chards. I haven't cooked chards. Love it so. For the fava beans. Yeah, a lot. The other day I did tempuras.
What's your favorite? And maybe what's your go-to dish for the summer? I mean, besides salad, what's something like that you could eat many times and not get tired of it?
Well, now that tomato season is starting, I'm kind of crazy.
Who's not?
Like this morning, I harvested a bowl of tomato,
nice.
and I ate half of it as a breakfast. Just here.
As fresh as you can get.
But summer. Yeah, I'm doing also a lot of like I want to do more kombucha. I want to do a lot of drinks, like with those grapefruit guys and lemon balm.
Yeah, like hydrating, fresh.
I love that. Like if it's not my fridge, I'm like I need this right now. A lot of fresh things, fruits, melons.
I was very impressed. This was back in the spring, but you brought me one day nasturtium pesto, which I know you can make pesto out of everything, but I hadn't got quite nasturtium yet. But you did something, and it was very tasty, and I liked how you combined because nasturtium leaves are peppery, but you added cashew, and which really that was good, and I liked how that combination, because it kind of toned down pesto. So very
some, but also.
So what would be in that nasturtium pesto that I loved?
So that nasturtium pesto is basically a lot of leaves of nasturtium, cashew nuts, raw, and salt, pepper, garlic, a little bit of sesame. That's all. But just very freshly made. I love that the nasturtium is kind of spicy, but the cashew on a little bit and make the.
Yeah, it was very delicious.
I miss it.
I know, I miss it. Yeah, I know.
Too warm.
It's too, all the nasturtiums are they're just like toast. Yeah, so not till spring, I guess, on the nasturtium. The other day you helped build one of the hugel mounds. How was that for you? That was
it was pretty physical actually. I loved it. It was like a Monday morning workout. I was like, okay, good to know. I was not prepared, but I'm ready for it.
We should have warm-ups before. We should have prepared you. Like Sanjay is on the hugel building.
And Sanjay was so serious.
It's beautiful though. I mean, look.
No, it was great. It's very interesting. The concept of it, the result is so beautiful. Now that guys like plants and kale everywhere,
we'll see how it goes. I mean,
can't
this
wait
is
to
all
see how it
it evolves exactly.
It's so cool.
Evolves, and this is new for us, the hugel culture, hugel mound. So this is, and it was something we needed to do. We needed to move a lot of dirt, and we just mounded it up. And Jay, it was funny because we thought we were going to only build the one little section. Remember the one little section? Okay. Yeah. So then the next morning I wake up and there's more logs, and I'm like, what? They made babies overnight? They're like rabbits. There's like, I was like, Sanjay, where? And he's like, what is that? Where are more logs? He goes, and so he's like, yeah, I thought we were going to, I was like, okay, I guess we're doing this. And got bigger and bigger. And now it's like the monster of all hugel mounds. So,
I think it was great to do that as a team.
Yeah.
Like,
teamwork,
that was physical.
Yeah.
Good.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to get physical, and it's like it's worth it. And like I said, doing it together, it went by fast. I think talking to Sanjay the other day, it was like days work. I probably posted pictures on the Instagram, or Facebook. You can, or if you're not our tours. Let's see what else. I know there's, like you said, you're vegan, gluten-free. You've come from one industry, trying to reconnect with the earth with the farming and growing your own food. So, what advice would you have to somebody who just, like I said, with the COVID pandemic, everybody started wanting, making bread, planting gardens. So a lot of people started returning home to figure out where they can sustain themselves. So that was a great thing that came from the pandemic. That that reconnection with what food we eat, how we can sustain ourselves. What would you have advice for somebody who wanted to start a garden or, start into this lifestyle like you did?
I think it's good to try experiment. I was very happy to find you guys because I feel it's like a school. And there is so much on the internet today, and there is so many ways to find out, ways to start. I think it's good to start as have. But I think here in California, the real thing that made me just figure it out how to set up a watering system. It was so dry in a way, and find out. And I started my garden with only water and that. Fascinating to see that some plants can actually make the work on your soil for the jungle already. And from there, something happening is pretty exciting. So I find everywhere now. All have ways to start.
Just do it. Just start.
Just try doing it. Also finding local farmers is so good here in California. So it takes a little bit of research time, but it goes with everything. I think I drive my bike now one day per week, and it's like a challenge. That day I only do bike. Wherever I go, it will be the bike. It's a small thing. It's not going to change the world, my life, but it's just it's a challenge, and it's so nice. Start doing small by small. I think that's what I would say. I think as a
that's like small steps have big impact. Small is beautiful,
because
and just
there's always something against it.
Yes.
Against the thing. Okay, I'm gonna take a plane in few months. Okay, it's killing all my bike days. But at least we go slowly, step by step, better than nothing. Honestly, I enjoy it.
Step by step. For joining us on our journey, being a part of the Homestead team, and bringing such a wonderful spirit to the community. Help and support through the farm boxes also. Farm box that way, but you really appreciate that. And
I'm
again,
so happy to do it.
And thank you for joining me here on this podcast. And I'm hoping when I hit the button record, it will stay. Otherwise, I see you next week. And we're gonna have to burn some stuff or something. It's like you and your gypsy stuff. I don't know. We must have some history way back in the day somewhere. But anyhow, so hopefully everybody's enjoying the wonderful summer. And until next time, be safe out there and keep on growing. So thank you again.
Come on down to the farm in the city, back to the future, back to the plan. Right down there on the Urban Homestead, loving the life back into the land. Oh, 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 help the garden grow.
We love to hear your feedback or questions. Visit us at urbanhomestead.org to check out what's happening on the homestead. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And until next time, keep on growing.